Hi Virgos, and welcome to your January 2023 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead of January. I'm so happy to be here reading for you all. I hope that you enjoy some intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading linked below on Patreon. Let's talk about you in January, Virgos. I really love the feeling, okay? Maybe everything isn't perfect. Maybe there are some things or quite a few things that still have to be tied up, quite a few loose ends that still need tying up. But it feels like an incredible transformative progress that you've made coming out of the year of 2022. And you might not believe it until you really just look around and take inventory of everything that you've gained and everything that you've kind of brought together in a very stylistic way. We have Saturn getting closer and closer to your sign. Your axis, coming into Pisces, which will oppose you. So there is a beautiful style, an artistic flair, and an ability to really evaluate yourself in a different way based on the material realities in your life. So this is not about feeling freaked out about like money or possessions or anything like that, but it is about maybe seeing the beauty of what you've brought into your life, who you've brought into your life, and the greater meaning of it. So I will say, Virgos, it's going to be very easy to freak yourself out about the current progress that you've made or about the comparisons in your life. So if you go comparing yourself to other people in your industry, if you go comparing yourself to other people who've done what you want to do, this might not be a very nice period of time. However, if you can come to a new, innovative self-perception here that's not necessarily dependent on what other people have done or how other people have succeeded, you will maybe be more blessed than you realize. So I think that the month of January for you is going to be about understanding your blessings in a different context. I really suggest, and this is just random, this hasn't come up for any of the other signs so far this month, and I've done like 8 of them so far. Taking inventory of what you have, taking stock of what you have, understanding on paper what is in your house, what is needed to be accounted for. In that way, getting ahead of like your tax returns, getting ahead of anything that really documents what you've had, what you've been doing, working on archiving, working on the history of your previous few years so that you have a better grasp on your narrative and so that you might be surprised of how well you're doing. I think that it's just easy to get carried away with the kind of chaotic collective freak out. Like, oh my God, I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh my God, I feel so conflicted about these 2 different things I want to do with my life, and I don't feel like I can do them both at the same time, and I feel like I'm wasting my time, or I don't understand like how time is passing. That's very easy to feel here. And it's up to us now by January, by Capricorn season of 2023. I mean, seriously. Yes, there are 2 Capricorn seasons in 2023. I suppose Capricorn season is the only season that repeats twice a year because it happens at the end of the calendar year and the beginning of the next calendar year. What I mean is like the first Capricorn season of 2023, we have to get out ahead of that. So also, we have all planets direct starting right when we hit Aquarius season. So the last retrogrades of this extremely retrograde period we've had from like October of 2022 until January 2023. That's fading, that's going away, and there's going to be an incredible breath of fresh air coming on the 22nd of January. You don't have to go crazy. It doesn't mean that you have to like figure everything out by that day, but it's relieving, I think, to know that there will be progress or that there will be answers or that there will be resolutions. I've been recommending to a lot of the other signs to basically rest as much as you can up till then, do familiar things, archive what's been happening in your life, document what's been happening, get a handle on what story you're telling to the world, and try to not make it too pressurized and too much of an emergency. Emergencies during Capricorn season is a really bad sign, but life does happen too. But if you do have some kind of emergency or if you have some kind of crazy thing, which I'm not saying that you will, that would mean that there's quite a few things that need to just kind of be maybe told differently in your life or looked at from a different perspective. And that kind of quote unquote emergency feeling would be trying to shift you up a little bit in your perception towards something. The Tower is not here. It's not really coming in, but if you're feeling off, you might just need to put it out into words like, what's the worst case scenario? What are you freaking out about? And then you might see really fast that that's really unlikely just by taking stock of what you have in your life at this current point in time. You could be still living off of an old fear, because that's kind of what I'm seeing with your first week. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit the week to week. Death rooted down by the Nine of Swords reversed. There's a previous or lingering fear or paranoia. When I say paranoia, I mean like the fear of something bad happening. There's a lingering feeling of like catastrophizing things, which Virgo does have a tendency to do. It can be very OCD, very, the catastrophe of the wrinkle in the bed sheets, that type of thing. And trying to really see or even dull down that fear is great. Or, get out the steam iron and press out the wrinkles also is great. I think that there's maybe some catharsis that you need in that area. This is something that Virgo has to do quite frequently in their life, is press out these like small snags that you're concerned about and move forward. But I feel that in the first week of January that there's a transformation with the Death card, and you can just leave that feeling of fear or that feeling of worst case scenario. There's something that can't be any longer ruminated upon. What is that for you? Also, it's very easy for you to just execute a plan or make a choice that has it no longer being a problem over your head too. The second week, you have the Eight of Cups rooted down by the King of Pentacles. You're walking away maybe from some kind of like job or some kind of material energy source that's taking too much from you. It doesn't have to be a really polarized choice. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. There are ways that you can also change things in a slight way or in a refined or subtle way to also get a better alchemy in your experience. It also seems that there are maybe some things that are taking too much, like getting blood from the turnip. That was one of my big psychic images coming out of 2022, was like getting blood from a turnip, forcing something to be what it can't be. And that is also kind of like the first 4 cards in your reading. And you might be walking away from that, and you might like get less for a slight moment, but then it might make you way wealthier over time. Peace of mind is one of the best forms of wealth. Peace of mind is worth more than a lot of money. Okay. So really working on your peace of mind is very, very important. And for everybody in 2023, but especially for Virgo, because your sign is one of the signs that most easily can lose peace, because your sign is about small details. And in this time of innovation, it's a very innovative time with Uranus and Taurus, the North Node in Taurus globally, that leads to a lot of like small little things done wrong as well. And it's a part of it. So Virgos are really needed right now to actually tell us about what's gone wrong. Now that can go into a debilitation very fast when we become like basically the police of what has gone wrong, or like the archetype of the critic, like that gets really crazy really fast. But if you're requested or invited by another person to help them understand what's out of place, that seems like a great place for you to be as well, even in a professional context, if you feel that your life is together enough to hold that space. Week number 3, the Page of Cups rooted down by the Queen of Cups, emotional evolution from the Page to the Queen. That's a quick emotional leveling up, and that's really connecting to me. It's telling a greater story from like Death to Eight of Cups to Page of Cups, Nine of Swords to King of Pentacles to Queen of Cups. That's telling a story of being really discontented about something, or even a bit scared of something, and having to really have a coming of age pretty fast, and understanding how to get back into a peaceful state and what that takes, and how also to not fear peace. Gosh, I almost want to just leave you guys on that note, but we've got a little bit more we have to talk about. But I would say that would be the most important thing of your month ahead, is like learning how to not fear peace. And you'd be surprised that that is one of the main reasons that chaos exists, is because people fear peace. So you learn something about that in the third week, and you learn about being more of a force of peace. Week number 4, the 3 of Swords are done by the Wheel of Fortune. It's easy now. Fortune's changing, your luck's changing, your prosperity shifts. You can get the same results so easily somewhere else. Doesn't mean you have to change things, but it does mean that there at least has to be, I think, a shift in the way you idle, okay, in the things that your mind goes to first. Creating a stronger aura, which I do plan to make a video series on sometime in this year ahead. And ultimately, enjoying the unpredictability. Also, making yourself more safe in peace as well. So like, some people's peace is so delicate because of like how reliant they are on other people, or how much they need other people to act a certain way for them to feel peace. That's another part of you getting peace in 2023. The entire year, Virgo, is like having peace even if other people don't behave the way you expect. So let's talk more about that in your extended reading. I'm going to link that below and in the center of your screen. Have a beautiful month ahead, Virgos. Bye.